Hello everyone. So today I got a little break from climbing system and started something new. Uh, so I tried to add a cell shading mechanism to this game. So as you can see, this is the preview. So as you can see here, this character has a cell shading, not just the character, the whole world is rendered like a cell shaded game. So I can disable it like this. So if I disable the cell shading, it's a post process material, so it is like this. So yeah, that's the part I'm going to cover today. And this episode is sponsored by these generous Patreons. Thank you very much for the support you guys are giving me. Right, so this is my current scene, and as you can see here, this is not a cell shaded version, this is the normal shading, the realistic one. So the way I'm going to do is I'm going to create a post process material, and using that I'm going to give the cell shading effect. So in order to apply a post process material, this is select the post process material and under select the post process volume, and under that there is post process material. So yeah, um, right, let's go ahead and create our material. Yeah, I have this post process material folder here. I'll create a new material. I'll call it mpp cell shade. Right, so this is the background. Right, I get this as green. That's because in my persona I changed some settings. Let me reset it. I have changed, yeah, now it should be alright. Right, okay, so I'm going to change this material domain to post process. Now as you can see, it's complete black. That's because I don't have anything here, and I'll go ahead and apply this. And right, let's create an instance of this material, and I'll apply that. Let's add another one here and select it as an asset reference, and then drag and drop this material instance. Now it would be all black as expected. That's because, well, we haven't added anything to this emissive color yet. Now we can access the buffers in the GPU like this: scene texture. So here we can either select scene color, scene depth, diffuse color, specular color, all the post process inputs. We can access them here. So I'll select, just to demonstrate, I'll select scene color and output it here. So now as you can see, oh no, we can't use the scene color here. I'll select scene texture. Wait, yeah, we have to select this. Not scene color, post process input 0, and connect it here. Now as you can see, we get just the normal image here. I'll show you it here as well. Now as you can see, it's the normal image that we see, the normal render, the final render. And here I'll duplicate this one and let's see what else we have here. We can use diffuse color, or no, scene depth. So if I input this, now as you can see here, it's all white, and that's because the scene depth is larger than 1, so that's why we get this. So if I divide this is only for demonstration, we don't need this now for our purpose, but I'll just show you. Yeah, right. So if I divide this like this, you can see the scene depth. So alright, now and I'll show you one more thing. We have another input here, diffuse color. If I plug it like this, now this is just the texture color of the textures of the objects in the scene. Alright, so yeah, not exactly the texture color, but I'm not sure. Alright, so let's see. So right, now we are going to calculate at the post process effect. So for this we need two things. First, we need this diffuse color and the post process input 0. So for this I only need one float, so we can work with black and white data. So I'll desaturate this one and also this one like this, and then so yeah, this is what I'm trying to do. If it is a shadow area, I'm gonna give that area a constant color, and if it is a lit area, I'm gonna give a lighter color. So yeah, in that way we will have only two color bands. So yeah, it is easier to show. So we can get it like this. I'm gonna divide this one with this, and obviously this would have values larger than 1, so I'll clamp this between 0 and 1 and demonstrate. Yeah, now as you can see here, you can see the shadow area and the lit area. If I apply it here, you can see that too. Okay, so now we know where the shadows would be, and we know where the lit area would be. So using that, I'm going to do this. We can use a if node. If a is larger than some value, so I'll promote this one to a variable. I'll call it shadow threshold, and for now I'll try 0.5, and here if a is larger than b, that means it is a lit area. So for that I'm going to use, well, for now let's just use this one directly like this, and if it is smaller than 0, I'll multiply the diffuse color with some value. For now I'll use 0.5 and plug it here and apply. Now as you can see here, this is the result we get, but still we don't see much of a difference. So therefore I'll promote this one to a parameter. I'll call it shadow multiplier. I'll keep it as 0.5, and this one I'll multiply, so we can add some contrast to the scene, and promote to a variable. I'll call this slit plier, and let's try 2. Now as you can see here, you can clearly see the lit areas and the shadow areas, but it's still not that clear. Okay, here, yeah, let's open this material instance, and override these values. So here I'll increase this to 0.8, 0.9, and now you get some effects, right? So now here you can see the shadow areas. So if I keep increase that, okay, now you see some effect here, and let's see how does the character looks. Yeah, now you're starting to see the cell shading effect on the character as well. Alright, so what's next? This still does not look that good, you can see. Now the next problem is, yeah, let's see, instead of plugging this diffuse color to the A is larger than B input, let's plug the scene texture process input 0. And now you get a brighter effect. Let's see how does the character looks. Yeah, this is the effect you get now. But yeah, it does look good than before, but the cartoon effect is not still there. It's just look like an overly brightened scene. Yeah, I'll keep this as 1, so you don't see anything now. Yeah, okay, so that means using this is not an option, so I'll keep it. But note this, in this case you can see the sky, but if I connect the diffuse color here, you can't see the sky. It's completely dark like this. So yeah, now again I'll increase this to like 5. Well, maybe too much. 3. Okay, right, and now still now you can't see the sky, so that means in order to get the sky I need this, I need to get this input, but if I took that input, I will lose the cell shading effect. So therefore let's try something else. Let's add another if node here, and then we can, well, not necessary to use the if node, maybe we can do a loop here like this, linear interpolate between this one and the output of this, and the alpha, I'll calculate alpha based on this scene depth. So okay, I'll promote this variable to a parameter. I'll call it depth. I'll call it blend distance, and default value I'll put, well, maybe 1000, and use that as the alpha. Make sure to clamp this between 0 and 1 and apply. Well, still I can't see the sky. Maybe I need to change these two inputs, first one here and the second one here. Well, no, actually it's correct. This distance is not enough. Let's try 50,000. Right, now you can see the sky, and also you can see the cell shaded effect. But now if you notice, you can notice that the fog is gone from the scene, because fog is applied on fog detail is not present in the diffuse color, so that's why fog is gone from the scene. So to fix that, what can we do? And also the shadow here is not that visible. Maybe we should play it. Well, why the shadow is gone? Right, yeah, I remember. There is something called tone mapping in Unreal Engine. I don't 100% know what it is, so but here I should apply this material, post-process material, after tone mapping, sorry, before tone mapping. So there, in that way I can get a sharp shadow threshold like this, and now you can see the shadows here. Right, so this is too dark, the shadows, but we will fix it. Let's see how does the character looks now. Okay, it looks like this. Alright, so now let's tweak these values a little. Instead of this, I'll put 0.5, and for the shadow threshold maybe I'll reduce it to 0.6, like this. It's too bright, yeah. 0.8. Okay, better. right. Now what else now? Yeah, uh, I think these shadows are too dark. Maybe we can increase this like 0.7. No, still not. Oh, wait, here I changed the input to the scene texture. It should be this one instead. Right, now we have the proper look. Okay, alright, so this is our shell set. So what else we can do? To improve this, I think I need to tweak these a little bit. Maybe 0.5 is better. What about a lower value, 0.2? Too dark. 0.4. Okay, and how about this lit multiplier? What if I keep it as 1? Not good. 4. Alright, I think 3 is better. Okay, so yeah, so now I kind of feel like this does not have any atmosphere, like a fog with the distance. So here actually I have this exponential height fog. If I increase it, this happens, but now as you can see, it doesn't look work nicely with this cell shading. So okay, I'll undo it. So how to add, maybe what about the atmospheric fog? Start distance, I'll make it 0, and density let's increase. Well, that's also doesn't look very good. Alright, so let's add some other parameter here on top of this cell shader. So with that, what I'm trying to do is I'm going to add kind of like a fog to the sea. So yeah, let's create a vector parameter. I'll call it fog color. Let's choose white, a little bluish white for now, and then I'm gonna add this color to the final output. Arithmetic between float 4 and float 3 are undefined. Right, so let's do a component mask RGB for this one. Okay, now you can see it's completely white, but that's not the way I need it. I need it to be, yeah, let's multiply this with this input. What arithmetic between okay, same thing. Maybe let's add another mask here. Component mask RGB. Well, no. Oh, right, not there. So then it should be, what's the float for? Maybe here. Okay, all right, and apply. Yeah, now you get some kind of a fog effect in the distance. So we can optimize that. Let's try for the blend distance, instead of 50,000 let's try 10,000. Okay, sorry, 1000, and 10,000 looks like this, 30,000 is like this. Alright, so now you can see the blend in between this one and this one is better, because in previous case it was too sharp. And yeah, I think that's it. So alright, so I'm gonna stop this episode at this point. So this is our cell shaded post process material, and yeah, this is the final result. You can tweak these variables here to get the desired look you need. If I try something like 5, it looks like this. I think that's better now. Alright, and thank you for watching. I'll upload the code for this material and the latest project files to my Patreon page. If you like to support my work, you can get the membership of my Patreon club. Link would be in the description below. And thanks for watching. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.